joining us. We are here at Stanlake Park Wine Estate with Natalia, who's going to talk us through the whole range, but today we're going to be tasting the reds from the range. So we've got the Reserve and the Pinot Noir here to taste. But I was wondering if, first of all, you could just tell us a bit about the history of the estate. If you joined us live a moment ago, sorry. We tried to do this live, but we're a bit concerned about the connection, so we're recording it now and we're going to go again. So sorry to make you repeat yourself.
That's fine. I do the tours as well, so I keep repeating myself all the time. So yes, Stanlake Park is here. The estate is very old actually. It's been built the first time in 1166. It looks like it looks today, pretty much since the 1500s. But the winery is here since 1979, which is still quite old for being in England. And the vines were planted in the late 70s, so as you walk around you can see this 41 years old vines.
Which like for England, isn't it?
For England, yeah, exactly. Because in England there are many vineyards now and many wineries as well, but the majority have been built in the last 20-30 years. So not all of them has the lucky that we have to have all these heritage protected buildings. So by the way, I forgot to tell you that the vines that we were visiting, they're all second grade listed.
Wow.
So it's very unusual. I worked for other wineries in the past that were more like commercial modern wineries. These big tanks and it's beautiful, it's great, particularly for winemaking. But it has a little less charm.
Yeah, there's so much history here. Every building, every garden, you can really feel it. So it's a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, and like with tours and tastings, you were sort of showing us around earlier, weren't you? Like the sort of the same tours and tastings that visitors get, and all these big barns with like their original features.
That's really gorgeous.
Yeah, it is just absolutely stunning. And one thing that I love, we were discussing it earlier, but it's the walled vineyard.
Yes, the walled vineyard is for the 1500 and still the original walls. And it's very particular to grow grapes there because the warmth from the wall helps the grapes to ripen. And the majority of what we have there is the Berkshire, which is quite unusual for England. I'm not sure how many other vineyards have Berkshire, but I would dare to say that we might have the oldest Berkshire vines in England. I have no record, but if somebody else has older than 40 ones, just
claiming
it.
No, we saw the vines there that have got really chunky trunks on them, so you can tell that they really are quite old in comparison to many others that you see in England.
Yeah, and there's like Pinot Noir growing up the walls.
Yeah, Pinot Noir growing up the walls, and it is ripened so early, too early sometimes, and it was like at the end of August or mid-August because it's held by the warmth of the wall.
And then something that features obviously your Pinot Noir, but against the same wall is a wisteria that's really old.
That's my favorite wisteria. It's 350 years old, and when it's blooming, it's like a big purple wall. So we do the weddings, and the people from the wedding get exclusive use of that. So when they see in that period, just the brides go crazy. Picture. So we chose the wisteria for my favorite red wine, which is
Oh, that's just lovely. And we're here in February. I know you said January then. Never know.
But you just said February, I think it's January.
No. We're here in February and it's freezing and everything looks dead. But we want to come back in summer when the wisteria is in bloom and the apple blossom and the grapes are out and well, there's just loads of flowers everywhere, aren't there? The magnolia tree in the garden as well.
Put in the roses.
So on the roses and the vines, it's just a beautiful place to be in summer. So come back here in summer for a tour.
And the other amazing thing, so actually where we are right now, you can come, you can drink wine, you can eat, and then there's a walled garden in the back there too. So like this would be my favourite place if we were closer. Lunchtimes, evenings, any weekend.
Absolutely. Summer in particular is very popular at the garden, and loads of local people come. And they have, we always say with Nico, they have the chance to, have a bottle of wine, English made wine for, 40 £14 or whatever, which is much less than they would pay for a Pinot Grigio.
And it's made and
And
grown
it's made here,
everything here.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's 100% English, apart from the winemaker, who is Italian, but apart from that, no, the rest is all English, I promise.
So your tours and tastings are getting booked up already then?
Yeah, we're already selling for August. Obviously, people are being cautious at the moment because I already have 450 people that have booked at some point last year and they were locked down, so they have to rebook. So we already have 450, 500 people that have to find the dates this year. And on top of that, is people that want to just normal people that want to do the tour each year. And the tours are normally sold out, always, even in January. So I guess people, when the government will decide what's our next move, and then people are going to start booking, and it's going to be massive. Next summer it's going to be massive.
And that's so great. That's so great for the industry. That's so great for local wines, the environment, but also getting people to know that it's not just whites and rosés and sparklings that we can do, but these amazing reds.
Well, the reds are on our top bestsellers. And there is a new red that some of the customers will remember, the Grand Reserve, which used to be our bestseller last year, but we sold out. It was a limited edition that we made for our 40th anniversary in 2019. But Nico has worked on a new red that is going to sit, price point, meaning in the middle of these two, and it spends more time in oak, and it also has spent a little proportion of it on new oak, so it has more spices, kind of the cinnamon, cloves, and all the wooden spices. And we hope to release that by March, and hopefully, if we make it, and if you're going to be featuring us in March as well, you might get the new release. We're working on, we need to bottle, of course, not bottled yet, and we're working on a new label with a new name, which is very interesting. We can launch that. There's no way, but we won't say it yet. But we will hopefully launch it in March. End of March, maybe about a month like that.
So just walk the bottles up as you did before. You have to see the labels up close.
They're so beautiful, and they've got like this little shine.
And there's a peony.
That's a peony. The Reserve's got the peony on it, and the Pinot Noir's got the wisteria on it. I'll do that one next.
So talk us through that. How's the Reserve made?
So the Reserve is 100% low fender. It's a multi-vintage, which is Nico's approach to, let's say it's Nico's solution to England weather or English weather. When you have a 2018 vintage and you're able to ripen the Pinot Noir, and that's great. So the Pinot Noir 2018, and everybody knows that it's a vintage. But the majority of the years in England are not 2018 summers. So the best way you can cope with that is to make a multi-vintage approach, which is pretty much exactly the same of sparkling wine. You know in champagne that you're not going to have the same year or the same quality. So what you do, you work with your reserve wines and then you blend them, and then you make a wine that is consistently good every year. So Nico uses that approach not only for the sparkling, which are our sparklings are non-vintage, all of them, because we believe it's much better when you can have the best features of each season. All other winemakers have a different approach, it's fine. And we use the same multi-vintage approach for the Reserve, and we use it also for some of the whites, particularly the Regatta. So they don't have an year on the label because they are a blend of different years.
So the best of each year.
The best of each year. Nico likes to play a lot with blending. So he has these barrels, he has the other barrels, he has this tank, and it's a very exciting period of the year, which is normally January or before bottling, and he makes some blends and makes some creations, and that's where you can tell the winemaker's hand. Whereas if you just cut the grapes, put the grapes, process the grapes, and winemaker's grapes, and they put it in the bottle, that's great, but maybe whoever could have done that, or maybe not whoever, but you know what I mean. But he leaves his own kind of mark on each bottle.
And that signature.
I was going to say that
there's all time.
on
There's
each
all
bottle.
time,
I
yeah.
did show you earlier, but he's signed all of the bottles. And,
Yeah, it's kind of, any complaints? That's the guy.
You know who's a cool.
Yeah, you like it? That's the guy. You didn't like it? That's the guy.
Well, luckily they're all amazing. So.
Yeah, like you
No
there.
complaints so far.
So should we give this one a little taste?
Yeah. So it's a gorgeous ruby red colour.
Oh, it smells amazing. So Dornfelder, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. It's based on town of oak, but only used oak just to give the roundness and just to give the smoothness in the mouth, but we don't want spicy of the oak in the nose for this one.
And they're old French barrels, aren't they?
Yeah, all French barrels, yes. Unfortunately for Nico, you know, Italians are French. No, they're all French barrels, yes.
With a wonderful depth of flavour to it.
Yeah. It's got like dark berry fruits, I'm guessing, but there is that sort of creamy, I guess, the barrel vanilla side to it too.
Yeah, I can see that. And as we were discussing earlier, this wine has been in bottle for 1 year, and we can definitely tell how it's evolving on time, and it's getting a little more tertiaries, and it's kind of a more like savoury flavours that are really delicious.
It's lovely and smooth, isn't it? Oh, so Moorish.
Yeah, you
Just
need.
swirling it around there, sorry. I'm like, no, I'm enjoying this.
Don't stop it.
I'm really talk about. Yeah, you need to tackle the acidity. That's the most important thing in England. You need to balance that acidity. Otherwise, it can get unbalanced to just stringent to tangy wines.
It's beautifully balanced, with lovely tannin structure.
Great length.
Yeah.
Lovely and smooth still.
Yeah.
It's a lovely spread.
So what would you or do you like to eat with this?
Oh wow, that's a funny question because family is complicated. Well, we have Nico is Italian, so food is kind of a religion for them. So it's very important for him to get his food right and everything. And he married an Argentinian, but a wrong one, because I'm vegetarian.
Actually.
So it's
I didn't know Argentina made.
yes, we're just a few, very few. So it's very unusual. But so I can't tell people, oh yeah, carry with the steak because I have no idea how it will work.
For our vegetarian English wine lovers,
true.
what would you
Well, what I normally like with red wines, and particularly now in winter, is everything with mushrooms. Mushrooms and lentils and something like bridge, risotto, things like that. I know it's that time of day. But I think from this bread in particular is also a bread that you can just drink it. And it will go also a lot with whatever starting you like, whether if you want to do some charcuterie or some cheese or stuff, and it will go down very easily.
Definitely.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
And actually, I think this is a deeper red than people would expect from an English wine.
Yeah, I think that's the game with the oak and the blend, because otherwise, if when Nico is working with the grapes and if you taste them straight away for what you got in November, it's kind of too simple and too and sometimes even too astringent or too acidic because you know the weather here. And if you know how to play with that. Then you can absolutely make gorgeous red wines in England. It takes a little of experience and knowledge. It's not a white wine; it's much easier to do in England. But there are many examples of very exciting red wines being made in England, and I'm happy you use it for your February issue because I think they're very interesting red wines in England.
Do you still get people coming in that have never tasted English wine?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
you do. And as we were talking before, wine is very, it's a lot of feminine stuff here. And a lot of people don't realize that, but if you think that when you go to a pub, the majority of the men are drinking beer, and the ladies are always with a glass of wine, and I catch my attention since the beginning. But also during the tours, we have these couples that come to do the tour because she insisted. And he comes just to come with her.
Keep her happy.
I will taste your wine. But then at the end of the tour, and particularly the red one is the last one that they taste, they were like, oh, I actually like that.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy this.
Yeah.
I could drink this.
Yeah.
That's more than enough, you know.
Yeah.
Coming from a non-wine drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so should we move on to the
Yeah, let's try the biggest one.
with the lovely wisteria on it?
Yeah. Yeah, we were really happy to have this grape from 2018 to make a Pinot. I think it was probably Nico's first Pinot Noir.
Yeah, so you don't make this every year, this is a
Well, no, yeah, we didn't get,
Yeah.
Pinot Noir in 2020, particularly last year with the frost, we lost 45-50% of the grapes. So I don't think it's going to be a Pinot Noir 2020. But lucky for us, yeah, the majority of the grapes that we have here are Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
So we still have some things to play with. So it might end in a non-vintage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But perhaps Nico is having his basic as this is my
But
favorite.
exactly.
Yeah, let's see what he comes. I don't know, to be honest. I'm all informed like last time.
It's all a top secret, don't you?
Yes.
You
No,
know?
I know. So I don't know what is in his mind. But yeah, it's a very interesting grape to work with. And here at Stanlake Park we have a clone it's called Malifaux. That is not a Burgundian clone. So
Okay.
when you taste this wine, it's not the cranberry juice Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
It's not red fruit. It's mainly black fruit, and that comes from that clone. Why they planted that clone, I don't know. Because the people that planted the vines, they're not even in this world anymore. So we don't know.
I don't know if we've met any other English winemakers that have that clone.
I don't think
a lot
so.
of people say it's the Burgundian clone.
It's a Burgundian clone,
Yeah.
or a lot of people will, well, everybody would like to say it's a Burgundian clone. It sounds a little more posh.
Yes.
But yeah, no, ours is very interesting, and we are very nerdy, so we like to know this stuff. So it's not the Burgundian, so don't expect the cranberry Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
It's more like Pinot Noir from Central Italy, and New Zealand.
Okay.
It's black fruit more than red fruit.
Yeah.
It's all that style.
I very much like a New Zealand
Yes.
Pinot Noir,
Yeah.
so-
Okay, let's taste them.
Right.
So again, like, it's not super light in colour, is it? Some Pinot Noirs you get a really light
Yeah,
colour.
it's
This
like
is
a
a
transparent. Yeah, it has some color.
Yeah.
Gosh, it
Yeah.
smells absolutely gorgeous.
It's more kind of perfume than
Yeah.
from the. It has all this floral, violet stuff from
Yes, yeah.
Oh, it smells lovely.
You
You
see,
get like blueberries.
yeah, you see, it's not raspberry.
No, definitely dark fruits, like plums, baked plums. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's perfumed, but it's so deep, isn't it? It's got it's got all of the flavours. Like, I'm just trying to taste. Yeah. I can taste that black currant.
Yeah, something.
That's lovely. You can
And the violet definitely
vanilla as well.
still continues.
Yeah,
to
this
finish.
is a little
Yeah.
of new old, or almost nothing.
Yeah.
I think it was 1 barrel. But
Finish is great.
yeah, it's mainly useful, but it's more spices than the other one.
Yeah.
It's more
Yeah.
floral and it's more spicy
Yeah.
and it's a little
There's so much going on, isn't
Yeah.
there? Like, I just had to take another taste because, like, the
Okay.
first taste, you're like, okay, I'll get this and I'll get this, and then,
Yeah.
then the next taste, you're like,
I know
oh, it
that.
keeps going,
Yeah.
it keeps going. It's like,
and it's younger.
forever.
So it doesn't have the tertiary aromas yet because it's 2018. It's been
Yeah.
bottled. When we bottled this is October, I think we bottled this one. We launched it in October, but I don't remember it was already bottled before. Let's say September.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it
Very
doesn't.
recent,
Yeah, it's very recent. I think I'm very curious to know what it's going to do inside the bottle. And well, because we all know Pinot Noir and Pinot Noir is great, it holds beautifully in the bottle.
Absolutely.
So if we manage to keep some, because they didn't make loads of it. So
Really good.
now we'll keep one.
And we get a few Pinot Noirs that are very similar in flavour. And they, as you
Yeah.
said, they've got the cranberry, they've got the sort of crunchy red berry
Yeah.
fruits. But this is different. You can immediately get that.
Yeah, it's
I
different.
love it.
You can tell.
It's really round.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
good. Like, I I don't know. I can't like get the words out.
Even you're surprised and you like it.
Like the fact that it's higher.
Yeah, we've got different flavours,
Yeah, we
haven't
do.
we? So Sarah is like really into the Pinot Noir sort of lighter.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm normally more into the.
I'm more
Yeah.
into like the deep,
The
dark,
deep, dark.
heavy, you know,
Yeah.
like punch me in the face with flavour, like
Yeah.
don't be delicate. But this is
Very so pretty.
yeah, it's so pretty, it's got so much flavour and it's got so much to give.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
good.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Funny, we have the same problems at home with
Really?
well, we never agree on wine. It's never
Honestly, yeah. Sarah obviously has a more delicate palate.
Yeah.
I'm just like, give me the oak, give me the
Yeah.
heavy,
Yeah.
give me the deep, give me the cream.
I always tell Nico that he likes his fruit blondes, like, you know, similar, primitivo, which I mean, we've lived in Puglia, we lived in Puglia for a long time. I mean, Nico is from Puglia, and we've lived and worked for different wineries there as well. And don't get me wrong, there's some primitivos that are wonderful, and I can tell even the small producers I love. But the kind of entry-level primitivo you can find in the supermarket, for me, is kind of
Too much.
lump of fruit, and it's just fruit, and sometimes I feel like I'm drinking raisin juice. But Nico, he loves that.
Yeah.
Fruity, powerful,
Give it
yeah.
But your range, like you've got such a wide variety of
Yeah.
wines that you
Yeah, we're
create.
lucky. Yeah, we're very lucky. We're very lucky because 40 years ago somebody planted many varieties to play with,
Yeah.
and also we want to keep our range big. Perhaps it would be easier to sell, you know, with the smaller the range. But when people come here, when they come to the wine shop or they come to the wine bar, they see a range. They see 12 wines, they see 5 whites, 3 red. So it's kind of when you go to a normal wine shop and you choose.
Yes.
Whereas it's different for some wineries that I work for. There were small wineries with 4 bottles, and they go to the cellar door and it's 4 bottles.
Yeah.
They're all sparkling.
Yeah. And then once
okay.
they've tried them, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
Whereas we have a lot of experiences, and we were discussing at the beginning. We're very focused on wine tourism. I've always been and worked in wine tourism in Italy, and people need the experience. So the wine, you can make the most beautiful sparkling wines in the world, well done. But if you have only 3 bottles of sparkling wine in your cellar door, it's not that you're going to make a lot of experience out of it. Whereas here we do the tours, we do the tasting, we do cheese and wine tours,
Yeah,
we do Italian dinners when Nico is able to cook, when it's not COVID cooking, and a lot of other experiences that people can do. We are lucky to do that because we have a range of 12 wines.
Yeah.
Otherwise we should be sourcing wine from other wineries, and
Yes.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
No,
that's
I
where
think
we're
it's a
focused.
fantastic approach, and we've not tried a wine that we haven't liked from here.
No.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's all good
Yeah.
And you've got like the fresh, fruity Bacchus that,
Yeah.
Sarah said's got all of the tropical flavours and fruit. And then you've also got a white that is more of a medium body that you oak as well. The
Yeah, the Kingston,
Mm.
yeah, everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
That's Nico's favorite wine, which is deep, it's flavor sound,
Yeah,
it's
I love
bold,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So something for everyone here. But yeah, it's really amazing. I love that wine.
So, so what's next for the estate? I know you've got
Right.
lots of things.
Yeah, we're working on a lot of fronts, which is not easy. But what are we doing? We're finishing the luxury accommodation that I'm trying to show you until the alarm starts.
We send the alarm off.
We put
Good.
the alarm.
Go to have a sleep, please.
Yes. But we're finishing that at the stage because everybody loves to, stay over in the vineyard. And it's going to be a very pretty luxury stuff with deck, with a hot tub, facing the vineyard.
Hot tub and vineyard.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And it's top. Yeah, I'm very happy with the project because every evening that is not booked, I'm going to be there. So that's one of the projects. We're half of the business, which is not run by us, hopefully, but is weddings. We do an enormous amount of weddings in normal times. We have over 20 weddings booked for next August, so it's pretty much every day. And so it's been a lot of work on that too. And from our perspective, we're building a little tasting room that I show you in the garden, because the garden is very big, but we have English weather.
Yeah.
So very often we have rain, so we have a wine bar here, but we also need a little more space, and we're trying to do some little events there as well, COVID permitting.
Yeah.
What else are we doing?
I mean, that's a lot.
I know.
New website, you have
Oh yeah, I'm writing a new website, which is one of my favorite activities, and I'm very nerdy. And I really wanted to do it since the beginning, but I was focusing too many things, and I just inherited that website, and I don't want it anymore. So I'm building something much better in my free times. When. Yes, we're working on that, and we have a big calendar of events and things moving forward this year, which I believe they're going to happen. I don't know exactly when. Yeah, and yeah, the wine bar is always so popular, so it keeps us very busy. Yeah.
Loads going on.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
Always busy, but always on cue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Well, that's fabulous. Yeah, I think let's wrap it up then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your
Well,
time.
thank you guys for having me. It was lovely to see you ladies.
Yeah. And March will be our Stanlake month.
Yeah, next month is going to be Stanlake Park month. We're going to be featuring the vineyard all across the month and all of the wines in the range that we've got. I know we've sold out of a couple, but we'll hold back a bacchus.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we're going to feature that as well. And yeah, very exciting things to come. So stay tuned.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.